Noisy Pixel.
Sequels for romance visual novels are pretty tough if you don't want to throw out your entire previously existing cast of fleshed out characters. The continuation of the story would need to focus on the ending for one specific love interest or create its own canon route that didn't occur in the original game. However, that's the joy of fan discs, because you don't have to do any of that, and instead you can just put in whatever the hell you want. Of course, the story needs to have some substance, and with that in mind, Axis have released Code Realize Future Blessings on the Nintendo Switch, and since I liked the original title so much, I thought I should continue my fairy tale adventures with these fine gentlemen.
なんともないでしょ。むしろあったかくて気持ちがいい。
Code Realize stars Cardia Beckford, a young woman who has kept herself away from humanity due to a slight physical affliction that involves secreting a corrosive acid from her skin that melts just about anything she comes into contact with. Those lonely days, however, were put at an end when she was caught up in an adventure involving several people based on public domain characters. This adventure would take many forms, and eventually, the group would band together and Cardia would fall in love with one of them. But wait, there's more! It's totally possible for Cardia to fall in love with someone entirely different, such as a handsome consulting detective? Or maybe she just won't pursue a romantic relationship at all. There's a multitude of content that Future Blessings offers. Let's begin with the obvious. The game spoils the ever-loving hell out of the base game, so probably play the original first so you can appreciate the fantastic ensemble of characters it provides. The first thing that Future Blessings presents are epilogue stories. There's one for each round of the original title, and they're filled with wholesome, romantic, and adorable moments between Cardia and your chosen hero. Each route is a decent length long and doesn't drag out for too long, even if you're bouncing between the 5 of them. In terms of minor content, there are also some charming skits that focus on the minor party member Deli. The real meat of this fan disc, however, is in its 2 new routes and a side story. The side story happens to be a linear tale that takes place in the middle of the original game, featuring a collection of new faces that puts Cardia quite literally in the driver's seat. The justification for these characters not appearing before or after this story is barely tenable at best, but it's a fun romp and the new characters are great. The additional 2 routes diverge from the midway point of the original story, with one focusing on Finis, one of the antagonists who are sort of Cardia's older, younger brother. So this makes up an entirely platonic route, which is executed exceptionally well, and fleshes out parts of the story fans thought were originally rather weak. The other route focuses on Sherlock Holmes from the Arthur Conan Doyle canon, who has disguised himself as Herlock Sholmes from the Maurice LeBlanc canon, who himself is absolutely not a Sherlock Holmes knockoff. What could have possibly given you that idea? And Watson is there too. Silliness aside, these routes have had the added benefit of being written after the fact and taken full advantage of the previously established set pieces to enact some utterly wild plot lines. There are even more background tracks and some absolutely top quality CGs to go along with them for maximum impact. The character art is just so soft and romantic, and the new CGs offered just keep that marvelous aesthetic going.
レオンのおっさん華麗なる泥棒紳士アルセーヌ・ルパン予告通り吸血鬼一族の司法の一つ
Code Realize Future Blessings is a fantastic addition and continuation of the base story. Getting a chance to spend just a little more time with these characters is delivered with some high quality writing and excellent new scenarios. The game fleshes out plot points that its predecessor left on the table without altering the best moments of the overall story. If you enjoyed Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth, I'd be giving Future Blessings a very strong recommendation. However, if you're interested in them and you haven't played either of them, there's a dual pack available called Bouquet of Flowers, which has both this fan disc and the original game on both PlayStation 4 and PS Vita. Noisy Pixel is giving Code Realize Future Blessings an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group dedicated to bringing you guys the best news, reviews, previews, and more. Please stick around and ring the little bell if you haven't already to keep up to date the live future content. There. Really jumbled that one up. With these 2 new routes added, Finis and Herlock Sholmes, or Sherlock Holmes, whatever you prefer, what is he actually like being called? They never addressed this. Cardia calls him Herlock, John calls him Sherlock.